One day after the two-night WrestleMania 38 event, WWE remained in Dallas for the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw. The Raw after WrestleMania is generally one of the biggest nights of the year as WWE begins to move into the next phase of their yearly schedule. Let's look at what happened on tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw episode. Cody Rhodes, who returned to WWE at WrestleMania after a stint in AEW, opened the show with an emotional promo. Cody vowed to win a world championship in WWE, something his legendary father, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, was never able to do. Seth Rollins, the man Cody Rhodes beat in his return at WrestleMania, entered at the end of the promo and shook hands with Rhodes. The first match of the night was the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Sasha Banks and Naomi face Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. The match was short. Sasha Banks and Naomi won the match when they hit Liv Morgan with a facebuster into Banks' knees. Rhea Ripley was upset and Liv Morgan apologized to Ripley after the match, but Ripley walked out. Later in the show, Rhea Ripley told Morgan that she would convince WWE officials to give them a title shot next week despite the loss, and the two shared a hug. After the match, Kevin Owens walked to the ring. Owens said the loss to Steve Austin only happened because Owens came in with a back injury. Then a WWE superstar named Ezekiel interrupted. Kevin Owens claims that he was Elias, but Ezekiel said he was not Elias. He is the little brother of Elias. Owens laughed at him before eventually leaving the ring. The next match was Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. Dominic got some big in early on and set up for the 619, but The Miz countered it and hit the skull-crushing finale before getting a swift win. After the match, Rey Mysterio was checking on his son in the ring when Veer Mahan made his entrance. The Miz made a run for it before Veer Mahan wiped out Dominic with a kick and took down Rey Mysterio with a massive clothesline. Mahan hit a back suplex on Rey Mysterio before locking in a chokehold on Dominic Mysterio, knocking him out. After that, Bianca Belair came to the ring to address the WWE Universe. Bianca Belair was sporting a sinner on her left eye after Becky Lynch accidentally kicked her in the face while delivering a senton splash. Belair caught a great one-eye promo, and once she is fully healed, she projects to be a great champion on Raw. It should be a long time before she loses. The next match was Braun Breaker versus Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship. Ziggler won their bout at NXT Stand and Deliver on Saturday, so the son of Rick Steiner was looking to make sure this one had a different result. As expected, Ziggler and Breaker put on another fun encounter. After the same dirty tactics Ziggler used to retain on Saturday failed him in this bout, Breaker drilled him with a spear and hit a big power slam to get the pin and win the NXT title back. MVP was out next on Raw and said Bobby Lashley has proved that he is still the Almighty by beating Omos last night. Lashley came out and was bragging about his win before Omos made his entrance. Omos wanted a rematch and MVP shocked the WWE Universe by attacking Lashley with the help of Omos, and the two destroyed the former WWE Champion. They left Lashley lying in the ring before celebrating in the ring. Carmella and Queen Zelina were out next on Raw. Zelina blamed Carmella for WrestleMania loss and called Graves a fool for wanting to marry her. Carmella grabbed the mic and said that she will demote Zelina from a bridesmaid to a flower girl before the two started brawling. Carmella ran to ringside to Graves, but she was wiped out by Zelina. The Queen walked out and Graves was consoling Mela before they kissed. The fourth match of the night was a six-man tag team match between the Usos and Austin Theory versus Finn Balor and RK Bro. Austin Theory ended up getting the pin on Finn Balor after cunningly tagging himself into the match and starting a series of moves that left him in the ring to take advantage of a preoccupied Balor. It's clear WWE is behind Theory. He got a big moment at WrestleMania and right after losing to Pat McAfee picked up a big win to get him back on track. His push is just beginning and it should not take long before WWE is treating him like a top star. After this match, Edge came to the ring and said he was surprised to see that Priest was ringside during his WrestleMania match with AJ Styles, but he was excited to see someone had taken his message to heart. He introduced Priest and the two stood together in the ring. With Priest pledging his loyalty to Edge, Styles came down for revenge after taking the loss on Sunday, but the numbers game was too much for the phenomenal one, and he was left lying by the new duo of Edge and Damian Priest. The Street Profits took on Alpha Academy in the next match of the night. Otis and Chad Gable got an early start by attacking Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins before the bell. Adam Pearce came out and turned this into a Texas Tornado tag team match. The bout had some entertaining spots. We did get to see Ford put Gable through a table with a massive frog splash to score the win, so that helped make the finish more exciting than the rest of the match. Roman Reigns, the Usos and Paul Heyman closed the show with an in-ring promo. In the short segment, Heyman ran through the business successes and in-ring accomplishments of the Bloodline. Reigns then vowed that he would not rest on the accomplishment of beating Brock Lesnar to unify the WWE and Universal titles, and would show up on SmackDown to talk about what's next. What do you think of the Raw tonight? Comment below.